At number 22, it's a nasty surprise for England.
Just gutted.
Adams, Shearer, Owen and Campbell waiting for Anderton's kick. One or two disagreements, and Campbell!
When Sol Campbell headed a very late goal in the Argentina match in France '98, a famous victory was on the cards.
Enormous kind of euphoria.
I was over the moon, absolutely ecstatic.
And you're celebrating with Campbell, basically.
But the referee had a shock in store.
I couldn't work out what he'd blown for.
But then it gets all of a sudden there's some confusion.
You realise it's been disallowed, and then you go mad.
No, the referee has ruled it out, and he says no goal, and Argentina have already taken the free kick.
They put the ball down and off they went.
With half of England's team still celebrating the disallowed goal, Argentina had the downright cheek to restart the game.
What the hell are they doing? Stop them! They're not allowed to do this. We just scored. What's going on?
I saw the Argentinians trying to make a break on us, and then it was like...
Just sprinting back. I don't think I've ever tried to run so fast.
And 3 or 4 of the England players were off the field and have been shoved back on, literally, by the England coaching staff.
Luckily, I made a tackle that meant that we were able to get back and organise for a corner. Certainly would have been a terrible way to concede a goal. It absolutely killed me, that last run. I think I come off about 10 minutes later.
That is the best thing that Darren Anderton has ever done. But that's only because he had knowledge that the other players didn't have, because they were too busy fawning over Sol Campbell.
When the dust had settled, replays showed that Argentina's keeper had received a shock of his own in the shape of Alan Shearer's flying elbow.
Look at Shearer's right elbow. Well, there was a case for a free kick.
Pete! Quick! What? It's your moment!
It's about 80 minutes into the game against Trinidad and Tobago. We are playing pretty poorly. Crouchy is not having a great game by any stretch of the imagination. He's already spooned a shot off that's nearly gone out for a throw-in.
But then, with the game heading towards a humiliating draw, our Peter came up with a cunning plan to break the dreadlock.
Peter Crouch!
Crouchy, in spite of the fact that he's about 3 foot taller than his marker, has just sort of grabbed the guy's dreadlocks and heaved himself up like you would in a school gym on a rope. Inexplicably, it was given. The guy's just like rooted to the spot as Crouchy's just heaving down. I mean, I still loved it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I absolutely loved it. It's a fair play, Crouchy. If you get away with it, go for it.
And hey, he's been scoring ever since, so keep pulling dreads, Pete.
Maradona proved that if you can't win fairly, a little bit of help's always welcome.
Shocking. England's tallest ever player resorting to girly hair-pulling tactics against World Cup minnows. There you go, Pete. Happy now?
What was it? Nothing. You didn't miss much.
Still to come, the good.
That's Beckham. Oh, it's in!
What a great feeling that is.
The bad.
Should have been off a few minutes ago. It's actually his third.
I don't make mistakes like that, or I didn't.
And the ugly.
Oh, he might not run. We can't half score.
I think every Englishman probably laughed out loud and said, I told you.
Although England failed to qualify for the World Cup in the USA in 1994, several Englishmen did play for Ireland.
To qualify to play for Ireland, you had to have worn green at any point in your life.
The only player, I think, in that team who had any kind of accent was John Aldridge, and he was clear Scouse. And that kind of, qualifies.
All eyes were on us. We're all used to being, hounded by media, but at that stage, everyone wanted to party. It was pretty amazing. It was intense.
And it doesn't get much more intense than having to play three-time world champions Italy in your first game at Giants Stadium.
I shall never, ever forget that day at Giants Stadium. As soon as you got to the ground, it was fast and green.
The crowd was phenomenal, and they made a huge difference to the players. I'm pretty sure about that.
And let's face it, Ireland needed it. This was David versus Goliath's older, harder and better looking brother. Italy had the best player in the world, and Ireland had Steve Staunton wearing a hat.
Somebody get this guy some Factor 50 straight away.
And where the Italians were looking forward to bringing home the World Cup, the Irish were looking forward to filling their boots in duty-free. There was only ever going to be one winner in this.
Italy were clearly the favourites. We knew we needed to get off to a good start.
But not one of the 75,000 fans in the stadium, nor any of the millions watching on television, could have predicted the shock that they were about to witness.
Knocked down by Houghton, goes for the shot.
Ray Houghton was so surprised he wasn't sure what to do, so we went for a spectacular level 1 primary school forward roll.
Probably looks and think, oh my God, what an idiot doing that.
It was a joyous moment for Ireland's Houghton, a man who was born in Glasgow.
Ray Houghton is a Scot anyway, he's not even English or Irish.
And the referee has called for the ball. And Jack Charlton's Republic of Ireland team have their most memorable victory yet.
As far as I was concerned, England beat Italy that day.
If you don't agree that that was one of the World Cup's greatest shocks, don't blame me. He chose that one. Now, here's one of mine.
You can achieve whatever you want in your sport, but one little thing can completely taint your career, and that's all you'll ever be remembered for.
Brazil's Rivaldo will never be remembered for his great goals, fancy flicks, or even the fact he looks like he sleeps in a coffin. No, he'll be remembered for this. Turkey's Hakan Ünsal kicked him the ball, but Mystic Meg, Uri Geller and the entire Questioner sport team would have struggled to predict what happened next.
The first stage, you couldn't fathom. There's a linesman standing about 2 yards away who's just watching it and hasn't said anything, as this guy has got sent off for, kicking the ball back.
It is a red card.
Oh, that's sad. That's sad. He didn't deserve that.
What Rivaldo has essentially done is taken the decision he's going to try and get someone sent off in a World Cup and just have no shame, no guilt. Presumably, I've never spoken to Rivaldo about it. He might be racked with guilt for all I know.
He did kick the ball at Rivaldo, but it did not hit Rivaldo in the face.
It's called Paula Radcliffe syndrome. Like, Radcliffe could win 100 marathons, she could break every world record, she'll always be remembered as that woman that did a little piddle in the street. In fact, the only way that he could not be remembered as the guy that clenched his face is if he took a piddle in the street now. That's literally the only thing you can do. Or maybe just to down by the corner flag.
We've now come to a very painful part of the show. For those of you of a nervous disposition, look away now.
I can't watch.
France 98, England Argentina, the last 16.
Yet again, it's going to be decided by penalties.
Our history of penalty taking is pretty well documented. We're not very good at them.
Watching England take a penalty is like watching a small child without armbands learn to swim.
I have no idea why England are rubbish at penalties, and if I knew the secret I wouldn't tell anyone.
England had gone out on penalties to Germany 8 years before, but when David Seaman saved an Argentine penalty, things were looking good.
Now the limelight, and saved by Seaman!
I've got a picture of me celebrating that penalty save, and you know, and you can see like the joy and like the relief. I can remember like walking to the side, crossing over with the Argentinian goalkeeper and thinking, right, we've got to score now to really push on this advantage.
If England could score, they would heap pressure on Argentina. Up stepped Paulins.
And Seaman's save counts for nothing.
Another English player had missed. Hadn't they been practising?
You can't practice penalties. You can't. Well, you can practice taking a penalty, but you will never ever recreate the tension.
We sort of think it's impossible to practice for big match conditions, so we just won't bother practising at all.
You put that ball down when there's millions watching you, you've got like 60,000 in the stadium, you look at the goal and it just seems to go like that.
By the end of the shootout, it was up to David Batty to keep England in the World Cup. No pressure then, son.
I don't really remember seeing David Batty ever take a penalty ever in my life. What's he doing?
So we'll send David Batty, who doesn't even take them in training because he feels like he might be up for it.
Standing in front of him was Argentina's keeper Carlos Roa, a Seventh-day Adventist who refused to do anything on Saturdays. Unfortunately for Batty in England, the game was played on a Monday.
It's Batty, and he has England again, are out of the World Cup on penalties. It's extraordinary.
It's that moment of, that's it, you're out. You know, this is it, we're out of the World Cup now. Missed a penalty, you're out, you're going home.
Dreadful times. To Argentina as well. Oof.